we've done the numbers, and I can't remember it, but essentially if you narrow a highway by 1 foot, you save, I can't remember how many hundreds of thousands of dollars a mile it is. We are so insanely rich that we don't bother to look at how much money we waste. I showed the block in Brainerd and said, you've got $500,000 of infrastructure in this block and we're getting nothing from it. Our problem is not going to be how to fund it. It's actually going to be having to make a difficult choice of what not to fund. Mm-hmm. Up to this point, we've essentially funded this suburban project, this suburban experiment. We've built these wide roads everywhere. We've let our previous investments deteriorate and decline in our central cities. And we've seemed to not care because we were so rich doing it. It's one of these things where when a company actually has to tighten its belt, they come out more efficiently and stronger because they actually have to look at themselves and tighten up the slack and start acting efficiently. We have not had to act efficiently for 60 years. And the problems that we're having right now with budget constraints, it's funny because, on one hand, our political debate is over the apocalypse that will happen if we don't cut spending, and the other is the apocalypse what will happen if we do cut spending. The reality is we're going to have to figure out how to do more with less, and we have the capacity. We just have to actually roll up our sleeves and do the hard work. So I don't think funding is the problem at all. I think an adjustment of our expectations and our attitude is the problem.
I think that the one-size-fits-all requirements that lead to some of these things, like wastewater treatment, for example. I know that's I'm a water resource person because I really believe in working these things, but it's not one size fits all. We can't have asking communities and individuals to support, unneeded technologies because it's the way it is. It's the rule. And so in terms of funding, I think we're just going to have to build in a little bit more flexibility. We've got a lot of complexity in the way things are, and maybe it gets back to this issue of allowing a little bit more, decision making at a level that's closer to see what the real issues and problems and needs are.
I think someone should probably look into the money trees, because it's about time that it start. Yeah.
Like with the fruit trees that Kathy's planting.
Yes, the money trees. I think Chuck is absolutely right with expectations. Certainly, we've been brought up to expect more. For me, it was a really big deal to live on a dirt road and be envious of people that lived in town and had tar. It was like, oh my gosh, you can ride your bike on tar. That is so cool. Yeah. Whereas, now the maintenance of that tar is looking pretty ugly right now, and it's going to get worse. So I'm not sure. Maybe it is just an adjustment of kind of what we expect and anticipate for rural versus urban and what that means for services.